I love these people, especially my haters, who out here, Larry, they were, yeah, Roland Martin trying to tell y'all to vote and why you gotta vote and all this. Guess what? The conservatives were waiting for us to be stupid. The conservatives were waiting for us to sit on the couch. For all y'all smart asses out there, let me help y'all out. Do y'all know the justification that Chief Justice John Roberts gave for gutting Section 4 of the Voting Rights Act? It came post-election of Obama. He said, well, since they voting in record numbers, there's no need for Section 4. And guess what has happened since 2012? Our vote numbers went down in 2014, and 2016, and 2018, and 2020, and 2022, and 2024. We didn't show up in Louisiana, and guess what? Crazy, deranged, MAGA Jeff Landry was elected. There are more eligible black voters in Texas than any state in the union. And guess what? We barely are hitting 50%. Even in places like Atlanta, where you should be seeing turnout at 50 and 60 and 70 and 75%. No, we're seeing turnout in the mayoral elections at 18, 20, 22, and 26. And so what these conservatives are sitting here doing is saying, thank you. Thank you. We have so frustrated y'all. We have so devalued y'all. We have told y'all how the Democrats don't do nothing for y'all, so therefore you don't vote for them, and you sitting on the couch, all it does is solidify our power. And as a result, they are running the table in places all across the country. The reality is that there's no reason Republicans should ever have a supermajority in North Carolina. They don't have it now. But if black folks voted our numbers in North Carolina, that would never happen. In fact, if black folks would vote with our numbers in South Carolina would change. Georgia would change. Florida would change. Mississippi would change. When Mike Espy lost to Cindy Hyde Smith in that special election, he lost by 65,000 votes. There were more than 100,000 eligible black people in Mississippi who could have voted, but who did not. And so for all of y'all who love to sit here and talk about, man, you always talking about voting. You always talking about voting. I don't know why you always talking about voting. Now you understand what happens when they have power. Now you understand when the partners come down and they get rid of and sign executive orders and they begin to gut civil rights and economic rights. And now you understand when they change the Department of Justice Civil Rights Division. Now you are about to see with your own eyes every single Generation Alpha, Generation Z, Millennial, Generation X, what it looks like to live close to Jim Crow. No, I know some of y'all are saying, Roland, this ain't Jim Crow because I can go to the club with a white woman. This ain't Jim Crow because I can go out and we can go here and I can use this water fountain. I can use this bathroom and I can go here. But you need to understand, and I'm telling you right now, mark it down, 7:40 p.m. Eastern on January 23rd. A year from now, you are going to see a dramatic drop in the number of contracts that black businesses have gotten from the federal government. You are going to see a year from now a dramatic drop in the contracts that black-owned businesses will receive from corporate America and from state governments and from county governments and city governments and school districts. You are about to see see an economic calamity come down in Black America because too many of us sat our asses on the couch, chose not to vote because we said, well, if I don't get nothing before I vote, then I'm not going to vote. Now you are witnessing with your very eyes what happens. And then what you have are some of these same people who I saw your tweets. Well, I'm saying that we got to do for self. We got to do for self. Let me explain to you, everybody who keeps talking about doing for self, please explain to me how you are going to do for self in an industry that requires contracts. Please tell me how you're going to do that. If you do not have Black companies that control every aspect of the supply chain, then you cannot do for self. And so you cannot show me how in America that if Black folks then begin to shut out of contracts from federal government, state government, county government, city government, school districts, how are you going to do that? Right now, you have an assault on federal workers because of MAGA. Black people over-index in federal worker jobs. We are a higher percentage of workers in the federal government than we are in the population of the United States. There are more Black people who have high five-figure and six-figure jobs in government than we do in corporate America. So when you begin to see those attacks on the federal level, you're then going to begin to see Black people not be able to get the jobs in corporate America, which now means you can't buy a house. You means you cannot save money. You cannot invest money. You cannot afford to send your kids to college. And then when they cut Pell Grants, you can't send your kids to college to HBCUs because you don't have the $75 and $80 and $100,000 a year job, because now what are you going to be able to do? And so I need people to understand, Larry, this is what happens when you choose not to exercise that one basic power of voting. Then what you begin to do is lead to an economic catastrophe in the Black community, and all of the work that people put in to create even what we got, which was not perfect, we are about to see, and I'm telling y'all it's happening, we are about to see not an erosion of what we built up. You are about to see an economic catastrophe that will take another century to rebuild.
Support the work that we do. Join our Bring the Funk fan club. You heard what we just talked about there. Folks, I can't reiterate this enough. Listen to me clearly. I cannot reiterate this enough. When you've got technology companies running scared, when you've got legacy media not doing their job, when you've got Black-owned media that is disintegrated, now is more than ever for us to have independent media that cares about the truth, that is willing to say what needs to be said. So when you support Roland Martin Unfiltered, this show, when you support the Black Star Network, you're not just supporting me, you're supporting the other shows. Our goal is to add 2 more shows this year. We want additional shows. We want more weekly and daily shows because we want to be able to speak truth to power. We want to be able to say what is necessary where other people are scared. And when you are scared, when you're looking over your shoulder, oh my God, that advertising contract is not going to come in. Well, guess what? A lot of these major ad agencies, they're not even supporting us anyway. You know, in 6 years of doing this show, Group M hasn't done a damn thing with us. Publicis hasn't done anything with us. You've got Horizon, you've got all of these folks, they haven't done jack. And so we are calling it like we see it, and we're speaking truth. And unlike some of these other so-called progressives and people who believe in truth, I'm not running around trying to kiss MAGA ass and kiss Trump's ass. I won't be going to Mar-a-Lago, not for a damn thing. And so this is about us being able to speak truth. So when you support this show and this network with your resources, that is exactly what is happening, because we are trying to build something that is bigger and broader, and actually it has the courage to say what needs to be said, even when it makes other folk uncomfortable. If you want to contribute giving Cash App, use the Stripe QR code. This is it right here. And if you are listening, simply go to blackstarnetwork.com to check it out. Also, if you want to see your checking money order, some of y'all old school, we understand that. See your checking money order to P.O. Box 57196, Washington, D.C., 2003 7-0196. PayPal, R. Martin Unfiltered. Venmo is RM Unfiltered. Zelle, Roland at RolandSMartin.com, Roland at RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. And again, folks, we've got some 4 million social media followers. If only 20,000 of our fans contribute at least $50 each, which comes out to $4.19 a month, 13 cents a day, that's $1 million. It allows us to be able to continue to build, to add these shows and do the work that's required. So your support is needed. So please join our Bring the Funk fan club today. If you've not already joined, if you have given to us in the past, please renew your commitment, because it's important that we support Black-owned media, because Black-owned media matters.